Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachar Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom and in peace, may that be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is Luke the 8th chapter, starting at verse 16. It says, No man, when he hath lighted a candle, covereth it with a vessel, or putteth it under a bed, but setteth it on a candlestick, that they which enter may see the light. And that's the same way we have to be with this gospel. We're not to conceal it, not to be ashamed of it, we're not to hide it. Now, use wisdom based on your location, right? Going into camp mode at work is not a wise thing to do. But then using that discretion, being in the world, operating within the world, should I say, being not of the world. You apply that then to camp. Someone tries to ask you a question, and instead of giving a sincere answer, you're giving ambiguous answer. That's not how we're meant to do. We're meant to set forth the gospel, publish the gospel, right? Publish it and push it out to the four corners, the four winds of heaven. Verse 17, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. And that applies to everything. That's a universal thing. So if you're faking the funk, and then when it comes to it, you want to put on, basically if you're going on in sin the rest of the week, and then you want to be Israel, one day out of the week the Sabbath comes around or camp day comes around, and now you're Jake, cool. Hold that energy when Hamashiach returns. Lukewarm, it's not a good place to be in. You have to be firm. You have to have that rooting, that foundation. You have to have that radix, right? Not radical, as in the world understands that word as a colloquial use, but radical, going radix, right to the Latin radix, like radish, rooted. You have to be a proverbial root vegetable, right? And your roots have to be sunk into the sand, right? Sunk into the soil. Okay, for when the storm comes, you don't want to be the one that built it on sand, but stuck the roots deep in to the earth, into the ground. And you can only do that through the edification, right? The reading, the praying, the edification, right? All of this is part of the ministry. All of this is part of making your calling and election sure, right? Because no one knows they're of the elect. We may look and say, well, the elect would do this, I'm doing this. The elect may do this, I'm doing this. There might be certain things you said the elect wouldn't do that, and you too abstain from that. But until that day, no one knows, right? So we have to remain with humility and remain consistent and persistent. Verse 18, take heed therefore how ye hear, for whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he seemeth to have. Right, so there's virgins, there's levels to this, there's virgins to this. Right, Matthew 25:1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Right, so the 10 virgins, that's going to be Israel. Right, it says, and 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. And you have that. The grand majority of Jake is foolish. Right, let's prove it. At Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest unto me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, thy God, I will also forget thy children. Alright, so the Lord chose, to forget Jake because of how wicked we've been as a nation. You're always going to have that remnant, but holistically, the nation, the grand majority of the nation, are 5 foolish virgins, man. Which is half of 10. 10 represents completion. So it says, Jeremiah 4:22, my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So Jake can teach you all how to do the wickedness. You know, Jake is the master of wickedness. Other nations may even look to Jake to learn from him. You know, thou hast taught the wicked ones thy ways. But to do good, they have no knowledge, and that's what we're meant to be. We're meant to be that light. Again, you don't hide it under a table. You know, you set it upon a table. You're not trying to hide it in the forest. Isaiah 1:3. Excuse me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. You know, so even base animals understand, you know, who has possession over them, who has ownership, who they should listen to, who their guide is. But Jake didn't want to know that. You know, Jake wants to be his own guide. Now, if an ass wants to go around, I can guide myself. You know, you look just like that, an ass. Or Jake, you know, you're worse than that. So Matthew 25, we'll start one again. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps, and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came. And they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily, I say unto you, I know you not. Watch ye therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. So you're always trying to have that oil. You know, you're not trying to go without. Revelation 3:3. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast, and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. So that's why it's important to remain diligent. Remain doing what you're meant to do. You know, remain doing the things that the elect are meant to do, and you may just be of that number. You know, but you surely cannot if you're not remaining in the things we were taught, and knowing of who you were taught from. Revelation 16:15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And knowing everything that's secret shall be made manifest. You don't want to be the one who's not keeping the garment, you know, because everyone will see it. Everyone will see your nakedness, which is a proverb, you know, a parable for your shame. Alright, so it's all going to come out. Make sure you're doing in the dark what you want to be seen. Shalom.